Hello there, Ray Livingston again. I wanted to go over another piece of my equipment. Uh, I've been a compound bow archer for most of my life. Really, I took my first elk with a bow when I was 14 years old, and I've been hooked ever since. But moving to traditional equipment for the Alone Show uh, was interesting and humbling at first. Learning to shoot a traditional bow with the accuracy that I would expect to have if I was going to harvest animals with it. Uh, I've had an old Fred Bear recurve for quite a long time, and I've always wanted to take an animal with it, but I never had the time to really dedicate myself to getting proficient with traditional archery equipment. So I stuck with my compound because I could obtain lethal and ethical accuracy with it much easier. But for the Alone Show, I was able to borrow a bow from a very dear friend of mine and an excellent bow hunter, my buddy Roy. And he loaned me this Wes Wallace Takedown longbow. And the thing is amazing. Wes Wallace is a local bow maker, but I believe he's got national reputation for producing great bows. And I couldn't have been more ecstatic with this particular bow and the way it shot. This bow is 57 pounds at 28 inches of draw. I never had a problem with it in the field. It was an excellent piece of equipment. I paired it with some Black Eagle Instinct arrows with feather fletching. These are a low diameter arrow so that it improves your penetration on that. And then just before we launched, I made this quiver out of some beaver hides that I tanned myself. And so I made it with that and a little buckskin there to hold my arrows in it. A little carry strap. I put a little elastic on the strap itself so that depending on the thickness of clothing I had, then it could be stretchable and flexible for me. Worked great before I was in the field. I tested it quite a bit before I went out, and I shot every day. I tipped that with some kudu points as well as some Montec judo points. And again, the combination really worked well for me. When I was in the field, I had the comfort that I would be able to accurately harvest anything at out to 30 yards. I'd done some shooting out to 40 and 50 yards with it, and wasn't quite as comfortable, but if I had to, if that was the only shot I'd take, I felt I could have made a clean, ethical kill of anything. But below 30 yards, it was golden. So that is the archery equipment that I took for the show. I can't thank my buddy Roy enough for loaning me this bow. I mean, it's a $1,200 bow, and he loaned it to me knowing that it might not come back in the same shape that it went out in, and so it's very thankful for him for doing that and allowing me to take an exceptional piece of equipment into the field. That's it for my equipment today, and I'll hit you guys up with another one shortly.